Eala thrills fans as Manila rolls out red carpet for tennis star. Filipina tennis sensation Eala excites her fans after she boarded a plane bound for Manila, which hints at her possible participation in the inaugural Philippine Women's Open at the Rizal Memorial Tennis Center from January 24 to 31. Filipina tennis sensation Eala excites her fans after she boarded a plane bound for Manila, which hints at her possible participation in the inaugural Philippine Women's Open at the Rizal Memorial Tennis Center from January 24 to 31. In an Instagram story on Wednesday, January 21, the 20-year-old Eala shared a photo of herself on a plane with the text, "Next-she," after her run in the Australian Open. The WTA number 49 will have ample time to recover in a busy month highlighted by her main draw debut in the first Grand Slam tournament of the season. She lost to American Alicia Parks, 6-0, 3-6, 2-6 in the first round of the singles event, and dropped a 6-3, 7, 6-2, 3-6 result with her Brazilian partner Brazilian Ingrid Martins against Japan's Shuko Aoyama and Poland's Magda Linette in doubles. Eala is trying to win her second WTA title after ruling the 2025 Guadalajara Open. The Philippine Sports Commission has been doing an extensive job of rehabilitating the tennis courts and the surrounding areas at the Rizal Memorial Complex. Throng of fans are expected to watch the games should Eala participate in the tournament. Early Wednesday, tickets in the semi-final and final were already sold out. Eala thrills fans as Manila rolls out the red carpet for a tennis star. Manila has always known how to celebrate its heroes. The city does it with noise and color, with jeepney horns and fluttering banners, with smiles that spill easily into the streets. But on the day Eala came home, the celebration felt different, quieter in its reverence, louder in its pride. It was the kind of homecoming that didn't need to shout to be heard. Manila simply opened its arms. From the airport doors to the city's sunlit avenues, there was a sense that something rare was unfolding. This wasn't just a welcome for a champion athlete, it was a reunion between a dream and the people who had dreamed it together. Eala, racket in hand and humility in her smile, stepped back onto Philippine soil not merely as a visitor, but as a symbol of what patience, discipline, and belief can achieve. The red carpet rolled out for her shimmered less with glamour than with gratitude. It carried the weight of early mornings on public courts, of young players lining up balls with borrowed rackets, of parents who stayed late after work just to watch their children practice. In they saw a reflection of countless untold stories, proof that the global stage is not too far away, even from an archipelago known more for basketball hoops and boxing rings than tennis nets. As her motorcade moved through Manila, fans gathered in clusters that grew with every block. Some waved flags, others held handmade signs, and many simply held their phones aloft, hoping to capture a second of history. But it wasn't the cameras that defined the moment. It was the faces. There were children perched on shoulders, eyes wide with the kind of wonder that doesn't yet know the meaning of limits. There were older fans too, some quietly emotional, having waited decades to see a Filipino tennis player command international respect. Acknowledged them all with the same grace she shows on court. A wave here, a nod there, a brief pause to sign a cap or accept a bouquet. These small gestures mattered. They told the crowd that the distance between idol and admirer was not as wide as it sometimes seems. That greatness, in her case, had grown from familiar streets and shared skies. At the heart of the celebration was a truth Manila understands deeply: success is sweeter when it comes home. Alex's journey, from local courts to elite academies, from junior titles to battles against the world's best, has been marked by sacrifice. Yet the city chose not to dwell on hardship. Instead, it focused on arrival, on the moment when effort crystallizes into achievement and is offered back to the community that first believed. Speeches were made, applause echoed, and flashes lit up the stage as Alex spoke of gratitude. She talked about family, coaches, and country. But between her words, something else resonated, a quiet determination. This was not a farewell tour or a victory lap meant to close a chapter. It felt like a comma in a longer sentence. Manila sensed it too. The celebration was joyous, but it was also forward-looking, as if everyone understood that this was only the beginning. For Philippine tennis, the implications were profound. Sports ecosystems are built on visibility as much as infrastructure, and Eala's presence has become a beacon. Courts that once sat empty in the afternoon heat now echo with the rhythmic thud of balls struck by hopeful hands. Coaches speak her name as a reference point, a reminder that excellence is not an abstract concept. It has a face, a story, and a Filipino accent. The city's red carpet, then, was more than ceremonial. It was a bridge between generations. Parents who once told their children to choose safer dreams found themselves reconsidering. Schools began to talk more seriously about tennis programs. Sponsors looked with fresh eyes at a sport they had long overlooked. Alex didn't ask for these changes, but her presence made them inevitable. As evening fell, Manila's skyline glowed, and the celebration softened into reflection. Somewhere in the crowd, a young girl mimicked a forehand swing. Somewhere else, a boy whispered to his friend that he wanted to travel the world with a racket too. These were the real victories of the day, unmeasured, unofficial, and deeply human. Eala's homecoming reminded the city that heroes do not arrive fully formed. They are shaped by community, by opportunity, and by the courage to leave home in order to return stronger. Manila did not just roll out a red carpet, it rolled out its collective memory and its future hope, weaving them together under the tropical sky. And as the cheers faded into the night, one thing was clear: the story between Eala and the Philippines is far from over. The city will be watching, waiting, and cheering, ready, always, to welcome her home again.